Making games is hard, and I don't know how to program a single line of code. But I have an idea for my dream horror game, and I want to make it in Unity. So I signed up for a playtest session at UCLA next month for a game that has yet to exist. Will I be able to finish in time? Let's see how far I can go from idea to design to code to engine. This should be interesting. So I'm obsessed with horror YouTubers like Nexpo, who cover internet mysteries like what happened to this Reddit user.
In 2017, a user named Flip-N-Flop made a post.
I always wondered, what if you were the subject of that mystery, or the one uncovering it for the first time? Wouldn't that be a fun game? I started with a Google Doc documenting every idea I can think of, an everything doc where I write down all of my thoughts, good and bad. You can see the first concept I had for my game, which is about investigating a Redditor's post. I then take the ideas I want to explore more and create a new doc. I even put it presentation style where I wrote down potential hooks, story inspirations, and art styles. This is what the final idea became. You investigate a young girl's computer from 2004. Channel your inner 2000s teen as you talk to your crush on AIM, customize your cringy blog, and look back on your embarrassing selfies. Everything seems normal until you find messages addressed to you. Someone realizes you're not Lily. Dun dun dun! Once I had the basic concept for my game down, I went to designing. Since my game is so UI heavy, I used Figma to mock out the visuals. I started with making an inspiration board of art, games, and designs I liked. I'm a huge fan of the early web, so I've got this retro, girly style. I found this Figma community resource inspired by the old Windows operating system, and it was perfect. I iterated from it, and this is the first browser design I made, and it's still the one I use now. Here are some of the other early designs I made, the email application and the desktop, and now here they are glowed up. Since my game is about exploring a real girl's computer, I went on to create other applications like a messenger and websites she would frequent, like her blog. Since I'm recreating the early internet, I got to bring one of my favorite graphic design trends back, maximalism. I am tired of every social media being copies of each other. Let's bring back graphic design is my passion. Let's make the internet weird again. So for the art, I was so excited to be kitschy, expressive, and fun. Does anyone else miss customizing their MySpace or Tumblr? Because I do, and I'm incorporating that in my game. Another big decision I made is that I'm putting myself in my own game. Yes, Lily and Lily's World XD is me, at least me when I was a teenager. Lily's laptop is filled with images of herself. In her photo gallery, diary, and social media. Given my short deadline, I thought, what is a way to get this done quickly but still fit the vibe of my game? Thus, I figured, why not use my own pictures for authenticity and speed? Lily's World XD is about the awkwardness of being a teenager and one's desire to fit in. And nothing is more awkward than staring at pictures of yourself when you were a teenager. Coding, aka what I think is the hardest part of game development. Before this game, I did not know how to code at all. In fact, the most common question I get asked is, do you have any coding tips? And my answer was always, you probably should not be learning from me. I approached the code in my game like, okay, I need to solve this problem. I don't know how to do it, so I Google it with the ending tutorial, Unity documentation, or Stack Overflow. Unity has its own features, so a lot of my coding process was Googling to get to the right part of the Unity manual. Honestly, a lot of it was trial and error and screaming at my computer until something worked. I was really intimidated when I started making this game because I didn't know how to code, and coding is the backbone of game development, but I am happy to say the war is over ever since I started using Bezy, a development assistant for Unity. As a beginner programmer, Bezy is a tool that makes the technical process easier, allowing me to make more ambitious games. It's super convenient because it has a full understanding of my project. Bezy uses my assets, scripts, scenes, Unity documentation, and the web to give advice that is tailored for my game. Learning how to code has been a huge challenge, and I love Bezi because it helps me overcome the technical parts of making games that I'm not as familiar with and doesn't touch the creative process like art and music. I'm really proud of the fact that all of the writing, art, and music in this game is by humans, but Bezi helps me with the coding part. Instead of spending hours bug fixing, you can spend more time working on your art assets and editing your writing. In Unity, it's time to put everything together. The design of all of my websites, all of the music and sound effects, art, animation, VFX, and writing. And this is where Bezi comes in. So let's give it a task. I am making my own version of the Scary Maze game. Do you remember that game? This was what kept me up as a child. You navigate your mouse across a maze, and if you hit the edge, jump scare. So I figured, why not continue the path of traumatizing players and incorporate a staple of the 2000s internet? I already have one level built out, but I want to make another one. The best part, Bezi already knows my existing code, so building out my features is seamless. So I'm going to ask it, how do I make more levels of this, with each level having its own unique jump scare? All I have to do is describe my problem to Bezi, and it gives me the updated script. This is much more convenient because I don't have to copy and paste my script in. Bezi already has the full context of my project. And now, testing the code out, it works. If you want to join me, use code Emily at checkout once your free trial runs out to get 50% off your first month of a pro subscription until August 31st. This all sounds amazing, but don't be fooled. Game development is also about suffering. I'm showing the game to a lot of people at UCLA, and there is no way they can be the first people to play the build. So, for my early playtesting, I sent the build to my friends and made a Google form with targeted questions. I then organized the feedback and bugs into actionable tasks. I also playtested the hell out of my game until I became absolutely sick of it. And of course, just when I thought things were going well, everything broke. Oh, the joys of programming. But instead of spending hours looking for bugs, I can use Bezi. In my game, the settings screen would stop opening if I had a website open. I was super confused why, but after describing the problem to Bezi, it told me what script caused the issue and how to solve it. It can debug, test, and iterate on my code all within the app, meaning it can pinpoint the exact scripts, components, and scene interactions causing issues in my game, then propose custom fixes. All I have to do is describe the bug to Bezi, and it can tell me exactly what's wrong, whether that's my code or something in my scene I've set up incorrectly. So when this happens, I can describe the problem to Bezi like this, and voila! I can fix it so much faster and with more accuracy. And it is the big day. For the first time, I'm gonna have people other than my friends play this game, and we're gonna see what they think. After a lot of hard work, bug fixing, and tears being shed, I was really nervous to bring this to actual players. And also proud, because I went from not knowing how to code to making a damn game. I am sweating, okay? A while ago, I had an empty Google Doc, and now I have this thing that I made and people are going to judge it. People seem to really like it, which was amazing. What was really awesome is all the great feedback I got, and a couple bugs I missed, and I got to use Bezi to help implement it. Bezi can help throughout the entire coding process, from idea to playtesting to final build. Bezi identified 6 scripts that had issues and fixed 9 bugs I was stuck on, making the coding process so much easier as someone who started with 0 programming experience. Bezi is perfect for those like me who are newer to coding. And that's how I did it. This is just the demo, not the full game, which I am working on right now. For the full game, please wishlist Lily's World XD. The demo is not yet publicly available, but wishlisting helps me out so much as an independent developer, and you get notified when the demo is out. I didn't want to leave you completely hanging though on what I made, so here's a little tour. You sign into Lily's laptop and now you're in it. You can send messages on Lily's AIM, browse the internet, and play a dress-up minigame that mimics old Flash games.
I need the perfect outfit. Can you help me?
The game is progressed by solving puzzles, mostly passwords to Lily's accounts. When you solved enough puzzles, I have an exciting ending, but you'll have to play yourself to figure that out. Thank you so much to Bezzy for partnering with me on this video. Use code SaunderingEmily at checkout once your free trial runs out to get 50% off your first month of a pro subscription. Again, please wishlist Lily's World XD on Steam. I have a free newsletter that delves into the behind the scenes of my game development. Follow my other socials. I will see you in the next one.